So a few years ago, we had gotten to a place in a food pantry where we kept on seeing the same people each week over and over again, and the theme was that they always came back really hungry. And we recognized that just doing a food pantry really wasn't actually solving hunger, wasn't really empowering people, and ultimately was kind of keeping people in a cycle of hunger. And one of the things we try to do here is to constantly ask the question, are we actually loving our neighbors as ourselves? And are we actually trying to figure out what Jesus meant by that? And so we found this book called Toxic Charity, and within it was this idea that a few organizations down in Florida and Georgia had tried of what's called a Friends and Neighbors Network. And so we called them up, we learned more about it, we actually had a little training down at our site in Portland, and decided to give it a shot. The concept's pretty simple. So what if the people who were in need of the food were actually involved in the process of getting food to each other, for themselves and the other people around them? So what if we could look at hunger and the issue of hunger and food sustainability and build a community of people that help to provide food for one another? And so that was a simple idea, and so we started a first group in Portland, and then a group in Lewiston about a month later. So this is going on 5 years now. We now have 3 groups that are here in Lewiston, and then and 2 groups in Portland. And we have an opportunity actually in front of us to expand that to other parts of the community. So potentially other groups here in the Root Cellar, as well as other partner organizations across Lewiston. So the model of the FANN is really just, if you are in need of food, you can join. It costs a small fee, $5 per year to join, and then $3 every other week of member dues. And so a person in need of food comes through our doors needing food, as the opportunity to join a group that helps provide food for each other. So that they meet every 2 weeks. The food that they receive through the program is about 50% of what a family would need for a 2-week period of their grocery bills, and it allows them to stretch what resources and finances they have a little further in different areas. So a lot of our families use it as kind of a stopgap, and in between jobs, and so they'll be a FANN member for a while, and then once they find a job, they can't make the meetings anymore. But that's a good thing. They're able to kind of move forward and use that as an opportunity to get a little bit of a breather, make sure they have what they need, and participate in a community where people are really cared for and loved. So each meeting includes kind of an educational time, the actual food distribution, and prayer. So prayer is a big component of what we do. We pray with each other, for one another, and share stories, share what's going on in life, learn from each other. And that's been really illuminating for, I think, all the members, but specifically, I think, our white neighbors, to hear the stories or hear some of the struggles that our Somali or Angolan or Congolese neighbors have had, and what their needs are, and for them to actually learn each other's names and learn more about their families and what their kids are going through. All of a sudden, these people that you're afraid of are have names and stories and are friends. And again, you're partnered in this this effort of something that's really crucial. Like where your food comes from, and they're partnered together in this work every 2 weeks, and it's been really cool to see community and grow from that. In terms of supporting a FANN, well, as we've kind of looked at it, it's self-sustaining to a degree. We'd like to have, as we hire on new managers, we'd like to see an individual kind of rise from the membership that would help us manage multiple groups across the community. So 1 or 2 individuals. And so one of the things we'd love to do is kind of have that as a staff position. There's the opportunity in front of us to potentially have a FANN that would meet nearly every day of the week, and in different parts of the community, and that would require some oversight and coordination. That's a position that our staff doesn't currently have the capacity to fill, but we'd love to raise enough support to make sure that that position is well funded, and we can really empower them to do the work.